Here I am on the river getting ready to fish. Right in front of me I got a hole I'm going to start at. But before I do, I'm going to show you my leader setup real quick. But basically I've been Euro nymphing. That's the style of fishing that I mainly do when I'm on the river. It's called Euro style nymphing. But here's my leader setup. Basically all I do is I take 3x. From the fly line, about 4 feet of it, to a cider, the cider material, and this is the cider material. You can get it. I got mine's at from bluequillangler.com. They're one of the better online fly shops, but that's where I got this. Kind of expensive, but it's worth it. But yeah, it's about a 2-foot cider, and in the middle I just leave the tags on the blood knot. I cut it, tie a blood knot, leave the tags on, and then from here I go like another 3 feet of 3x, and then from there I'll go about another foot or so, depending on how deep I want my flies. So for this hole in front of me right now I'm fishing, it's about 4 feet deep, so I have about 3 feet of 3x, and from there I'm gonna go like another, I'm gonna go like another 2 feet of 5x. So I'm going from 3x to 5x, about 2 feet. So there's my leader. I have about 4.5 feet from my cider to the bottom of my fly of 5x, and this is, I'm gonna splice in about another 20 inches of 5x, and then this is where I'm gonna tie my top dropper. So that's about 20 inches of 5x, and I'm just going to tie a simple surgeon's knot. I'll do, so here's simple surgeon's knot. I'm going to do three turns. And then I'll cut one of the tags off, and I'm not sure if you can see it, but there's another tag I left on, and that's what I'll tie my fly to. My top fly. And I'm gonna start off today with this little caddis fly for my top dropper. So here's how the top dropper is tied in. It's tagged off the main line, and then from here I'll go about 20 inches or so to my point fly. And I'm going to start off with this sobug pattern. Simple, and the best thing about it, the little trick about it this time of the year that I think is more important than the actual pattern, is the weight of the fly. So it's tied with a 4mm bead and a bunch of weight tied in to help it sink to the bottom. So the fish this time of the year are sitting really deep, and they're staying right on the bottom, so you have to, I usually try to get super heavy flies and slowly drift it to them. So now I'm all rigged and ready to go. I have a rock in front of me. I'm not sure if you guys can see it on camera, but there's a sunken rock right over in that direction there. And you have current coming in from that side and the current around here. Then you have a pretty good drop off right there. drops off to about 3 or 4 feet. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to cast it above the rock and let the fly sink next to it, and then I'm going to bring it down in this direction really slow and just watch for anything on my cider, any hesitations or slowdowns or pauses, or even if it just feels different or looks different. And also I have the little tag ends in the middle of the cider that I look at, and sometimes they'll spin a certain direction. If it just spins different, then I'll set the hook. So I'm just looking for any slight hesitation, any pause, and at the same time I'm just feeling I have the fly line I'm using is designed specifically for this type of fishing, for Euro style nymphing, and it's real thin. It's almost not even fly line, but it's a Cortland competition nymph line. Yeah, I think you can get that from Blue Coil also, but it's just super sensitive. Gives me a chance to just really feel the takes. And then the fly line down here, it's not pulling the tippet out of my hand either. If I was using regular fly line, I'd have to really hang on here because the weight of it would pull the leader out of the water. But I throw it up, just let it drift. I'm just holding as much line as I can off the water and just letting the bugs float. So those of you that grown up on the res and fished worms with a split shot, this pretty much is all I'm doing, but I'm doing it with flies. So it's super simple way of fishing. It's just different than the way most people fish, but it's called the Euro style nymphing. I've been fishing this way for about 5 years now, and still feel like there's a lot that I need to improve on. Here we go, going on. Yeah. Went through there like 5 or 6 times and then finally switched up, second cast. Oh, he came off. Man.